will not sit down quietly while our beloved land falls into tyranny. I'm here because, like you, I will stand and fight till my last breath for the values that those who came before us shed their blood, sweat, and tears to uphold. We're gathered here today because divide and conquer is the oldest rule in the book, and we will play the game on our terms, not theirs. But why won't we all fight? Why are we at the breaking point? Why are we ready to take up arms against those in power? Heed this warning, politicians, magistrates, and officers of the law. We are all here because the social contract has been broken persistently and intentionally by you who believe that your office makes you public masters, not public servants.
Reach.
You may get away with your tyranny for a time longer, but the day of reckoning rapidly approaches. The jig will be up, the tables turned, the tar in the kettle, the wood chippers revved up. The fires will continue to rage. I implore you for your sake as well as mine, accept that your control lasts only as long as the people allow it. Class consciousness is here, and it is a more powerful adversary than you or me. This means return the police from the place of a tax collector to that of protecting society from its most dangerous elements. Those who take life, liberty, and property, not those who do not injure the rights of others. End the war on drugs, end civil asset forfeiture, end the cash bail racket, end your unjust and unconstitutional intrusion into the lives of your citizens.
We're not necessarily against police or government. We do think that the system that they work under should be restructured.
How?
Taking some of the power away from the government and giving it back to the people to control their lives the way that they see fit.
And then you need guns?
Yeah, I mean, the guns are here to defend ourselves.
I understand where people get this negative idea of us, but, you know, there's no reason for anyone out there to fear me with this any more than an officer.
Okay.
We're all people. Just because you put on a badge doesn't make you special. We're all equal. I value my life, your life, their lives, everyone's life. Everyone's life is equal. And that's the way it should be. The problem we have in America, certain peoples are held in higher regard. You know, and I'm not even talking about race or ethnicity or religion. I'm literally talking about people who work for certain, you know, the government. Government employees are valued more than the average person. A police officer's life is valued more than anyone else's life. You know, things like this create that tension. You know, laws, ridiculous laws in this country that are for nothing but extortion. It's a racket. Victimless crimes, you know, crimes against the state. You know, I'm a libertarian, so I'm getting into that, you know, more of that value of, we are just...
You want to get rid of the state.
I don't want to get rid of it. I'm a minimalist, a constitutionalist. I want to go back to where the federal government had two jobs. Unify the country in case people were attacking. You know, fresh country. We need protection. Have a military to defend it. And two, in case the state governments, because according to the 10th Amendment, the state governments are supposed to act on their own. If the state governments decide to infringe upon the rights of their citizens, the federal government is supposed to step in, not against the citizens, but to tell the state, hey, stop it.
No, it was for the Save the Children rally. We feel, especially with like the Boogaloo and all of that, is we feel that the government is increasingly pushing people against each other, and unless something's done before that happens, which is also why we're out here and we're trying to get people together and relax and talk to each other. But if it keeps going that way, that will kick off, and we're hoping that it isn't people against people. We don't want people.
Yeah, but you are afraid it's going to be affecting the civil war.
Very concerned, very scared, and you know, it's not just us, but we're the people more out here talking about it out in the open. We don't want it to happen.
Okay, but you are prepared always.
Yeah, we went there.
I like it.
Bantering back and forth. Trump supporters, but
My understanding of the movement, and it could just be media perception, I just don't like the violence behind it or the militia
Part of it.
part of it all. Like if you're gonna be all about peace and like be peace, then you should facilitate peace.
okay.
I absolutely agree. And I just think, you know, from what we've read, again, like you said, it could be media perception, but it seems that their views are in a different alignment than ours. We do support and agree that Black lives do matter and that they need to be stood up for and make sure that nobody else is killed. And it doesn't, from our understanding, seem like that's their view as well. But that's what we're here for today, is to have that conversation, and hopefully they will come to agree with us that that is in fact the case. Black lives matter, and hopefully we can move forward and make a difference in our community.
How does that smoke? Worth it. Worth every drag.
Hang time, brother. Stay easy. Want the Noreen bad news, buddy. 3-3 in the Boom Magnum and a 10-round AICS magazine.
You know, this actually is not that bad.
I forgot what they.
Y'all see the Gadsden flag down there in the corner?
Yeah, somebody.
Oh, I pointed at him, now they're backing up.
Oh, it's an ANCAP flag.
Yeah, it's an ANCAP
No, they all bailed.
They all bailed out, man.
So I guess I want to start off today just by thanking everybody for coming out who's here. I know we were kind of hoping for more people, but this is what we have, and we're more than happy to work with it. Especially thank you for the media coming out trying to portray this. You know, hopefully we can get some positive light shown on what we're trying to do here. And today's about, you know, just talking with our fellow American citizens, trying to figure out, you know, what's on everyone else's mind. Looking past politics and seeing each other as human beings and treating each other accordingly. You know, it's not, doesn't need to be left versus right. It needs to be, you know, one American people uniting together, trying to better the country and possibly even better the world. There's no greater force on the face of the earth than the American people when they are united. We absolutely dwarf the size of any military, militia, government that is anywhere on the world. And together there's absolutely nothing that could stop us.
Everybody else. Tegan! I'll take that.
Hey, okay. Our elected, hopefully elected representative.
Executive.
Here's my number.
Hello, everyone. Let's take a knee for a minute.
Oh, jeez. Precarious ground for that.
For all the people who are languishing in American jails for victimless crimes, for all the people who have been killed in our streets by state agents, by people suffering every day because of the power of governments worldwide. Thank you, everybody. And we're here to try to bring a free world, a free nation to our children to come. Because if things continue at this rate, we will reach a breaking point upon which this country will never recover. We are running out of options and running out of time, and we can only have a good future through strength and unity. We can only have peace through strength. We have to align ourselves with our brothers and sisters on this land. Whether you're left, whether you're right, whether you're black, white, anything, doesn't matter. You're an American. We will stand by you. We will protect a world where you can live free. A world where you do not have to fear at night for the blue and red lights to be creeping up. So you don't have to fear when you get pulled over. So that you can maybe think, hey, the good guys are here. That's a world where we want to be in. His name was George Floyd. Her name was Breonna Taylor. His name was Duncan Lemp. His name was Daniel Shaver. And his name was Eric Garner. These people were victims of state violence. Disproportionate
use of force by state entities ended the lives of these and many other people, some of whose names you know, some of whose names you don't know. We want to put an end to that. We want to stop the overreach of the state into these communities.
I want everybody in the internet world to understand a thorough thing. When I drove here, everybody said, Maj, you're the head of Black Guns Matter. You shouldn't just go up and show to this location. Those guys are racists. They said, when I had on my Hawaiian shirt a couple days ago, that's a white supremacist slogan. They said all of these things, that I'm going to be used and abused and all of these things. First of all, I'm armed, so nobody's fucking abusing anything on me. That's right. And I'm saying this to the people, lovely, lovely members of the media, most effective devil in America. I'm saying this to you as you watch this because you're encroaching further and further, and these potentially very violent and good men and women are becoming very, very tired of it. We want freedom. We want peace. We want the equality of opportunity. We don't beg for the equality of outcome. That's a false god.
Amen. Amen.
We want the thing that was written on the paper that constructed and codified human nature and natural law as codified in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and our human right to exist on these lands. If I can say that as a melanated being, knowing that we have some stains on our flag, if I can say that, you people in internet world can receive it before the inevitable, if you do not receive it, happens.
Just the big button at the bottom. You got it.
I'm just saying, sometimes I go to these things and I can work with strange
So you have to use special buttons.
Yes, it came with it. I ended up getting the GPs out.
Did you have problems tuning with the weight? Or okay.
Because it's a 9mm, so it's direct rollback.
Oh, okay.
So I took the weight out of the carrier, and it actually counters it. So.
All right.
All right, everyone. I just wanted to say one word too. One thing I got asked a lot, both from people outside of this movement and even some people in it, is, aren't you afraid of dying? Aren't you afraid of getting hurt? I've been out there in some pretty dangerous situations, folks. I won't lie. It doesn't have to be this way. It don't. But I will say this. Why I'm not afraid if something happens to me? Can I get a show of hands? Who will take my place in this moment if something happens? Who will be Timothy Teagan just as we have been Duncan Lem?
I am Timothy Teagan.
This is why I'm not afraid.